Well, hello, and thank you for inviting me. So my name is Nathalie, Venis-Randabel, and I am a farmer.
Wow, thank you. So can you tell me what you do as a farmer?
Yes. Well, on our farm, we grow veggies and fruits and herbs, spices, and we also daily have fresh eggs from our lovely chickens. But
Wow.
we are kind of an extraordinary farm, not like the others. We are what we call a regenerative farm. So you might ask yourself, what is a regenerative farm? Well, let me tell you that. Regenerative, if I have to say it very shortly, it would actually mean that you are working with nature instead of
Right.
against nature. And that's why our farm is called Just Natural. So we do not use any pesticides or chemical products to grow our food. And we just rely on nature because nature knows best how to grow things. And this is how we work. What's also special about our farm is that the products that we grow, we actually do not sell through supermarkets, but what we do is we invite our customers to come to the farm and harvest themselves. So if they have kids, they come with their kids, they spend some time walking around, enjoying the gardens, and then they pick whatever food they see that they like, and it is sold at the spot as they are there. And I think that is very important because the reason why we are doing that is that we feel that people have lost a little bit the connection with nature. Especially here in Mauritius, we're on such a beautiful island.
Yes.
Yet it's not that often, is it, that we go outdoors and enjoy just simply nature. So we want to encourage people to do that a little bit more. And plus, it's also very healthy, let's be honest. So that's the reason. Yeah. So that's how our farm functions.
Wow, that's a very unique concept compared to a lot of different farms. And could you tell us what brought you into the agriculture sector?
Yes, it's actually quite funny because it's quite a new adventure for myself. Because up till 2020, so 3 years ago, I actually was a general manager for a international group that specializes in LPG, which is liquefied petroleum gas, what you use to cook with. And so I was, kind of a boss. I was also director sitting on several boards. So I was, really in corporate life. And then the COVID pandemic happened.
Yes.
And it really made me realize how broken our food system is. And what I mean with food system is that everything that we need to do to get food onto our table. So it's not only the way we grow it, but also the way we distribute it and transport it. And when you kind of think about it, you realize, what are we actually doing when you have a little compote, those little pots with fruits in it, and it says, for example, pears that are grown in Argentina, packed in Thailand, and then sold in the UK. So these poor pears, they have been traveling around the globe before they landed on your plate. And can you just imagine the carbon footprint and the damage it causes to our environment when we move food around the planet like that? So I felt like, oh my gosh, how important it is to actually grow more, or as much as possible, your food locally.
Right.
And especially for a small island like Mauritius, because we've seen it when we had the lockdown, well, when there are no more ships and planes coming in, it kind of causes a problem, right? So that's why I decided to actually leave the corporate world and do something that has a real impact and a direct impact on people's lives. And I decided to become a farmer, but very specifically a regenerative farmer, because I didn't want to damage even further our soils and our environment. So I deliberately chose to do it in a natural way. And that's how it came about, really.
Wow, what an interesting story you have to tell about how you changed roles.
During the COVID pandemic, we've heard, sometimes that many people just change careers almost completely after the pandemic, and you did that too. It's wonderful.
Yes, it's true. I am definitely not the only one. There's a lot of people around the world, not just in Mauritius, who are really rethinking and realizing, guys, what are we doing and what is really important in life? And I think it's a wonderful thing.
It is.
Thank you. And what advice do you have for kids?
Well, I could write a whole book because I'm already 55, you know, so but no, if what comes to mind, what can I advise kids? Well, since we just spoke about changing career, first of all, do not worry too much if you do not know already what you want to do as a profession later. I can see a lot of kids, even my own kids, sometimes they are completely stressed out. They don't even have their high school diploma yet, but they feel this pressure of, oh my gosh, I need to choose and I don't know what to choose. So I always say, don't fret about it too much. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was a kid. I remember saying, never ever will I end up in an office. And yet here I am. I did it for 30 years. I sat in that office. So it doesn't mean anything. It will come to you when the time is right. And I think the second thing I would like to say is never be afraid to change. You have the right to change your mind. Maybe you thought you wanted to do something, and then maybe after a few years you realize, you know what? It no longer fits me. And then I think it's important to not be afraid to change and to follow your heart and actually do what you really want to do.